I guess it must be part of the. It's not a. It's not a simple. It's not. It's not one thing. There's an element of so many things that are involved in what makes up maybe a social system is a complex thing. It's inextricably intertwined with so many things that it's very, very difficult in practical reality for you to separate these things like separately. But of course, for the purpose of understanding, if you broadly divide these factors into, let's say, political, economic, like larger social issues, you know, if you divide them that way, then it's a bit easier for you to make sense out of the whole confusion. You need to have a political system that is functional enough to affect or organize the social system to put, for example, Nigerians to work. So if you have a political system that can organize the social system and propel the social system of the society to move in one direction or the other, then you automatically get Nigerians to work, and then society, will prosper from that. You can actually build up on that reality without actually focusing on the economic problems, which of course they're everywhere. But you can't fix the economy by fixing the economy. There has to be foundations upon which these other things will rest on. And if we look at the society that we have, it's a multicultural society, like you rightly pointed out. Uh, from 1914 till date, so 106 years as it is, from independence now 60 years as an independent nation. So the kind of results we get on the national experiment, so to speak, we ought to have been looking at what happened at a certain point, what mechanisms we put in place to deal with those issues and prevailing realities at that point, and what are the consequences of such events. If the devices that we're putting together, the policies we have, or the system we're running, doesn't appear to be delivering the results that we need, there's nothing that stops us from sitting down, reviewing where we went wrong, improving what is good, eradicating what is not, and then you'll at least maybe keep on trucking along. But when you
Is that
consistently,
restructuring?
well, restructuring for me is a confusing term because, yeah, if you put restructuring within the context of, okay, something needs to be changed, you
Okay.
can call it reform, you can call it restructure. It doesn't matter what you say, but bottom line, the agitation for restructuring, I look at it as there's something wrong with the status quo and something's got to change. And that is true because what we've been doing has not provided the kind of results that we want. But the only things you hear people advocating for is a repeat of the same things that were done at a certain point in time that didn't work before. If they didn't work then, there must be reasons. Maybe it's a bad idea or it was badly implemented. And once we don't look at these things, forensically, and kick out widely held misconceptions and bad narratives and false narratives that have kind of defined our political struggle, or things that majority of the things that people say, for example, in Nigeria, are not necessarily true. We constantly confuse correlation for causation. There are things that could be related, but they are not in any way connected to one another. Like diversity, for example. If the argument is that the diversity cultural that we have, or ethnic diversity in the country, is the reason why the country is not moving forward, then there should be evidence that within homogeneous groups, that there should be evidence of more progress, socially, politically, economically, and otherwise. But I don't see that happening. If you look at the southeast, for example, it is the most homogeneous zone in the country. The southeast is probably populated by maybe 80% indigenous populations living there. People from some other place living in the east, maybe about 10%. Now, with 90% homogeneity within the east, what is the difference in terms of the quality of governance, or the quality of the economy, and many other things, social systems and all that, within the eastern part of Nigeria? as compared to maybe other parts of the country, where maybe like Lagos, for example, where you could say that there's almost like a 50-50 split between indigenous populations and people from all over the place. If indeed, the ethnic purity or some kind of nationalistic identity, a primordial one that we're based on, is what makes things better in this country, we should have seen it. And it's ludicrous for us to think of it that way, because today the single superpower in the world is the United States. It's a tapestry of people from all over the world, all coming to contribute something from the unique evolution of their own places of origins. You have Irish Americans, you have Italian Americans, you have Chinese Americans, you have African Americans, and each of one of those groups is contributing something in the tapestry called America. They understand where they come from, but they have accepted to come together to build an even stronger identity that is taking the best of what each of these groups have to, bring to the collective. It's the same opportunity we have in this country. What makes Nigeria great potentially or in actual fact is nothing more than the fact that we're together.